Tonight, you close your bedroom door and expect the room to become yours. Around 1525 in Tudor England, that expectation could be the strangest part of your bedtime. If a room was not private, quiet, or even used only for sleeping, what made it a bedroom? Imagine losing not just electric light and a modern mattress, but the invisible boundary between your sleep and everyone else's life. Today, a bedroom often comes with a familiar set of assumptions. You expect a bed made for one or two people, a door you can close, somewhere for your clothes, and enough privacy to change, sleep, or stare at your phone without an audience. Even when you share a home, the bedroom can feel like territory that belongs to you. In England around 1525, sleeping arrangements depended enormously on wealth, age, occupation, and the size of the household. A royal bedchamber could be part of an elaborate sequence of guarded private rooms. An ordinary household lived very differently. Evidence from surviving buildings, household records, furniture, and later Tudor interiors shows that sleeping spaces could be shared with relatives, children, apprentices, or servants. Sometimes the bed was in a room that had other uses. The neat modern rule that every person should have a private bedroom simply did not organize most homes. That changes what bedtime feels like. Instead of disappearing into a room of your own, you might be sleeping within the social life of the household. In better-off homes, a large wooden bed could have fabric curtains around it. Those curtains were more than decoration. They created a warmer enclosure and a small pocket of privacy inside a room that was not necessarily private itself. And the bed was not the standardized object you know today. Tudor bedsteads could use wooden frames with supporting ropes that needed tightening as they loosened. Bedding varied sharply with means. A comfortable bed with substantial textiles, pillows, and good coverings represented a very different level of comfort from simpler sleeping arrangements available to poorer people. There was no single Tudor bed shared by the whole population. Now remove another modern assumption: instant control over the room itself. There is no thermostat, electric lamp, blackout blind, or phone charger beside you. After sunset, artificial light costs fuel. Candles appear in Tudor interiors and records, but the quantity and quality of lighting depend on what a household can afford. A flame gives you a useful pool of light, not a ceiling full of brightness at the touch of a switch. Darkness is part of the nightly environment rather than a setting you choose. Cold works the same way. Heating an entire sleeping room to a steady temperature is not the default. Textiles, bed hangings, clothing, shared body heat, and the design of the house matter more. A curtained bed can therefore feel surprisingly clever, instead of warming all the air around you. It helps create a smaller sheltered space around the sleepers. But there is a trade-off hidden inside all that sharing. To modern eyes, less privacy sounds automatically worse. Yet sleeping near other people could also mean companionship, assistance when someone was ill, and more bodies nearby on a frightening or bitterly cold night. Privacy and security are not always the same thing. A locked room of your own gives you one kind of comfort. A household within earshot gives you another. The biggest difference, then, is not that people 5 centuries ago somehow failed to invent a comfortable bedroom. It is that comfort was assembled differently. Warmth might come from layers and enclosure rather than central heating. Privacy might begin at a bed curtain rather than a locked door. Personal space competed with household space, and the exact balance changed dramatically between a laborer's home, a prosperous merchant's house, and a royal palace. Surviving Tudor rooms can also mislead if you treat the grandest examples as normal. Magnificent carved beds and palace chambers survive precisely because wealthy households could afford exceptional things. The everyday experience of poorer families is harder to reconstruct, so the honest comparison has fuzzy edges. What survives still makes one point clear: your expectation of a dedicated, individually controlled sleeping space is historically unusual. So when you walk into your bedroom tonight, notice the things that barely register: the switch, the door, the temperature, the bed that belongs to a known set of sleepers, and the ability to decide when the rest of the household disappears from view. None of those details feels dramatic. Together, they define a kind of privacy and environmental control that would have been distributed very differently in Tudor England. Tonight you close your bedroom door and expect the room to become yours. and now that expectation is the most remarkable thing in it.